Hey everyone, and welcome to the 2-year point of my OLED burn-in test. So this is a monthly burn-in test that I've been running on my LG C9 OLED since I purchased it back in February of 2020. So we're currently in February of 2022 and this TV has just hit the 2-year point. As you can see, this is the service menu that we're actually in at the moment, and if I just pull up the pointer, you'll see the model name just there, OLED 65C9 PLA. If we come down to the bottom just here, we have the UTT, which is the hours used. So we have 3,391 hours on this particular panel. OFFRS is the mini pixel refresher count. So that's how many times mini pixel refresher has run in the background. So that's 561 times. Last one being after 3,389 hours. And 3 major refreshers have run. I believe 2 of those are actually run manually. One of them automatically runs after 2,000 hours. Okay, so with that restarted, I'll just give you some information in terms of the panel. So this particular panel, as you saw, it's got over 3,300, almost 3,400 hours on the panel itself, and I would say probably close to around 3,000. Actually, not quite 3,000. Probably about 2,500 of that is gaming, and probably the next biggest chunk of usage would be sports. So both of those are sort of content where you have static elements. So you will have a lot of head-up displays, and you'll have elements of bright, vivid HUDs that will display on screen, be it for gaming or be it for sports. Now, originally when I started running these particular tests and uploading these videos, the idea behind it was just to give people a real-world example of how an OLED panel will actually react to normal usage. And I've used this for everything, as I said, from gaming to sports to movies to TV series, and I've even used it for a little bit of video editing as well. So I did actually pair this with my MacBook Pro, and I did actually use AirPlay to the TV and actually use that as a bigger monitor whilst doing some video editing as well. That was only very minimal. That setup didn't work for me, but it has been used for that as well. And as you'll see as this runs through, there's not even a single bit of burn-in or image retention or anything that basically I've got to worry about. Panel is extremely clean, very little banding, very little dirty screen effect, if any. Watching real content, you don't notice anything. Anything that does come across on this particular video, once I watch it back, I'll leave any comments if I do actually notice anything on my end. But looking at it in person, there's literally nothing on any of these color checker cards. And similarly, when you're actually watching content, is extremely clean. The image that you get just pops, and obviously the natural sort of characteristics of OLED mean that it's perfect for gaming and sports because of that fast refresh rate and low input lag. So yeah, this is, I'm gonna let this run through, but this is the 2-year mark. And as I said, originally when I bought it, I did upload a few videos on how to avoid OLED burn-in just through my own research and things that you can actually do if you are slightly worried about it just at the start. But realistically speaking, I've now got to the point after 2 years of ownership where I've more or less realized that as long as you leave all of the built-in protections enabled, you won't really have any problems unless you're abusing the panel intentionally. I've had gaming sessions of upwards of 10 hours a day, and there's still been nothing that I could actually notice. The only time I did actually get something show up was one time when WebOS actually crashed, and basically the mini pixel refresher wasn't actually running in the background. So what I thought was either image retention or some sort of ghosting was simply down to the fact that I hadn't actually switched the TV off. So any little bit of image retention in the bottom left hand corner was actually due to the fact that the mini pixel refresher wasn't actually running to actually clean up the panel in the background. As you can see from these color checker cards, there's nothing anywhere on the panel now, so obviously that's something that's cleaned up perfectly fine. And I think at the time I did actually run the major pixel refresher, but I would say generally you can get away with actually just leaving it to itself, and it will look after itself. As you can see, brightness wise, I haven't really noticed any dip. I did recently post a video on the TPC, which is the dimming that you get during dark scenes, and since disabling that, I've found that even very dark scenes, prolonged dark scenes, do actually come across a lot better since doing that. And obviously because I've got the service remote, I can actually just enable and disable that whenever I need. Currently I do actually have it disabled, and I can confirm that logo luminance does actually still kick in, which is what I want. I still want logo luminance to work, I just don't want that extreme dimming during dark scenes. But as I said, that's explained in that particular video anyway. What I'm going to do is let this run. If you do have any questions on any of the newer OLEDs, or if you've got an older panel and you've got any questions on that, drop them down in the comment section below. Other than that, thanks very much for watching.